This is the Dewalt DW006, which is a 24 volt cordless drill. We're actually going to change the brushes in this machine now, so we're going to start off by removing the battery. We now need to remove the 6 screws that are holding the case together. To do this, you're going to need a Torx driver, and this is actually a TX15 that we're using. We also need to remove the 4 screws at the front there that are holding the gearbox to the machine. We can then lie the machine back down. We can carefully prise it apart. We can now carefully lift up the gearbox and we can separate that from the actual motor. You do have to be careful when you do this because you don't want the bits to fly everywhere. It's simply a case of lifting it and sliding it forwards like so. We now need to actually get the motor out of the housing. So I'm now going to carefully lift that up. And I'm just going to carefully remove the wires from the back there. Once we've done that, we can then pull off the spade connectors. I have now just placed this in the vise, and then it is easier to work on because it is quite difficult getting these brushes out. There is actually a metal tab that we need to bend straight. That can be done simply by using a slotted screwdriver. Once you've bent the tab straight, you can simply grab hold of the brush and you can simply pull it straight out of the motor, like so. We're now going to take the replacement brush and we're just going to slide that in the exact same position that the old one came out. So it just needs pushing in as far as it'll go. Then you simply bend the tab back down. We now just need to repeat that on the opposite side. So again, I'm going to take the screwdriver, I'm going to place that in there and I'm going to bend the tab back up so that it's straight. This time I'll actually grab the brush with some pliers and that should enable you to see a little bit better. So I'm just going to get hold of the brush and I'm just going to pull it straight back. You can see that that is coming out of there cleanly. I've now got the replacement brush and I'm just going to push that straight back in, directly where the other one came out from. And you do have to make sure that they are pushed all the way in. Once that's in position, you can simply press the tab down again. We can now replace the 2 spade connectors. They simply push back into position like so. And then we can carefully clip the wires back into the motor. We can then take the gearbox and we can carefully realign that and slide that back into position. If it struggles going in, if you just get hold of the end of the chuck and just turn it slightly, that will align the gears. Like so. Then we can take the other parts of the housing and we can just push that back into position. Once it's pushed back like that, you can then replace the screws. It's a good idea to start off by putting the screws in the front that hold the gearbox to the machine first. We can then lie the machine down and we can then replace the other 6 screws. We'll now just go around and check that all the screws are tight, especially the ones at the front holding the gearbox on. We can now refit the battery, and as you can see, that is working perfectly. It's not expensive to buy the brushes, they only cost about £10, and it is well worth replacing them every couple of years, or if the drill starts giving you problems, it's probably the brushes. So that will now last for a good few years.